Each week, The Score from Bearing Drift brings listeners news, reviews, and interviews.
To learn more, visit bearingdrift.com.
Well, would term limits depoliticize the Supreme Court?
Sure. So the Supreme Court in recent years has become the most powerful, least accountable part of our government, right? They've decided who wins a presidential election, who can vote, who has health care, how we can practice our religion, who lives and dies. And the founders didn't intend for the justices of the Supreme Court to have this much power, nor did they intend for them to serve for 30 or 35 years, as is becoming the norm. So having a finite amount of time that the justices serve on the court would reduce their power, and then having a regularized appointment. In other words, we would know, with my proposal, every 2 years there would be another individual justice added to the Supreme Court who would then, 2 times 9 is 18, who would serve for 18 years. That regularization would really lower the temperature of each potential nomination and confirmation and depoliticize the court. My proposal, Fix the Court's proposal, would apply only moving forward. So, for example, if a law or a constitutional amendment on term limits passed in 2021, then you would add a new justice in 2021. And given who's in power, it's possible that Justice Ginsburg or Breyer or maybe even Thomas or Alito would want to step down. So you would have 9 justices. But there is a phasing in of this plan. So it is possible that by adding a new justice every 2 years without specific retirements, that the future justices who would only be able to serve 18 years would be serving with more than 9 justices. So
Gotcha.
It would take a few years to get to that perfect 9 times 2, 18-year term. Account. They're planning their retirements to when a president sitting in the Oval Office is someone that they would agree with. So they're gaming out their retirements in ways that we see all the time, right? Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't want to retire in 2015 or 16 because she wanted Obama was in the White House, but she was assuming that Hillary Clinton would be in the White House, and she wanted Hillary and potentially a Democratic Senate to replace her. Same thing with Stephen Breyer. So the idea that justices are holding on for so long until someone that they agree with sits in the Oval Office is just not something that our founders intended.
Is that only recent, though? Because we saw that there was a possibility of 2 or more nominations coming under the Trump presidency, or do you think it's something that we had headed towards, regardless of who was in the White House?
I think we're heading towards this regardless. I don't think that Justice Scalia's death and the holding up of Merrick Garland's nomination by the Senate Republicans necessarily changed anything. I think we were already headed in this direction with this push to find jurists who are younger and younger who could possibly sit on the bench. I mean, some people on President Trump's shortlist are 37, they're 40, 42. So same thing with Hillary Clinton's shortlist for that matter. So, I think we're already past the point of no return in terms of politicizing the judiciary, and having a regularized term, I think, would over time lower the temperature of the nomination process.
Thank you for watching Outside the Box. I'm Steve Ray. We'll see you next time.